Greetings. I'm Julie Johnson, that is the one in the middle, here with two of my closest friends. I'm your instructor for classical mythology. I am housed in the Department of Modern and Classical Languages. I'm a classicist, a professional specialist in the ancient Greeks and Romans, their languages, literatures, and cultures. This is ancient stuff, but it is surprising how much of what the Greeks and Romans conceived is still alive today in our music, theater, art, literature, architecture, politics, social services, and in our hearts. In this class, you're going to be going directly to our sources of ancient literature, the authors who lived in that time themselves. The first author you'll read is Ovid, who is Roman. Ovid's great poem, The Metamorphoses, collects both Greek and Roman myths that deal with changes of form. One of Ovid's earliest and best-known stories is the transformation of Daphne into a tree, as you see here illustrated. Ovid's work was so popular that it became the major source of classical myths for Europeans for centuries. And it was also written in Latin, which is far easier reading than Greek, so it had a fairly wide audience. The second author you'll read is the incomparable Homer, whose epic poems are the earliest written literature we have in the West. Homer's work influenced everything that followed, drama and poetry in all media, paintings as well, as you're going to see in the course. Music, there is nothing that Homer's work hasn't touched in some way. Homer wrote two epics. You're going to read his Odyssey, the great tale of the aftermath of war and a veteran's attempt over 20 years just to go home again. It's full of magic, mystery, faraway places with strange-sounding names, and one of the greatest adventure stories ever written. Okay, those are the basic texts. I should mention that both Ovid and Homer are available online, and you'll find a link in this course to all your reading assignments. Okay, your guide to how the course itself is organized and functions begins with the menu. You've already managed to start at the top with Start Here. Good work so far. Once you finish the video, your next stop should be the Course Information button. You'll find syllabus and schedule for the course here and an explanation of textbooks, course objectives, participation in general education, course structure, and a sample test which is not graded for you to try out in order to make sure that your computer system plays nice with Blackboard's testing system. Check it out, and if there are any difficulties with the sample test, call Computer Services Help Desk and try and figure out which browser, which connection will work for testing in this course. After you've soaked up the structure and responsibilities of the course and checked out your own computer system, you can start immediately with the button on Unit Assignments. You'll find 5 units, each lasting 3 weeks, which include all assignments and tests right here in the unit folders. When you click on the Unit Assignment button, you'll get into a page with 5 separate folders, one for each course unit, and an additional folder with your final exam in it. Folder 3, seen here, deals with Ovid's books 7 through 9, stories of heroes like Hercules. Each of these unit folders will have on them the dates that you should spend on the unit, short introduction to the unit, and a link, as you see down below in the photo to a study guide. When you click into the folder for a unit, you'll find 3 more folders, one for each week and one for the unit test. Each weekly folder will give you a link to the reading assignment, a list of the resources you are to look at in that folder, and everything else that has to do with it. Also in the folder is a link to your assigned discussion board question for that week. Well, boxes within boxes. Once you go into the weekly folder, you'll see links to resources, links to assignments, as well as a test yourself check at the bottom of the page. You can take that little test to see whether you've covered the week's work in good order. It is not graded, doesn't appear in my grade book, so you can take it as often as you want. In the weekly folder specifically will be a link to discussion board for your weekly question, and then as you see it below, the test yourself. While each weekly folder has a link to discussion board, you can also get to the discussion board by accessing the main menu on the left. For those of you who are new to Blackboard, you might note that you also have a My Grades button and a Contacts button in the menu. If you need to quickly contact me or the help desk, information is right there, but it's also at the top of each Blackboard page marked Help. Okay, now you can always email me with any questions or come by to see me in my office in Siceliff Hall, or Skype me during my office hours. I'm in this building on the quad, the north side of the quad in front of Carrington Hall. Siceliff also lies between Cheek Hall and PSU. In fact, it's right adjacent to the southern entryway into Plaster Student Union. My office is 105 on the ground floor, just inside the west entrance, pointed out here by the handy arrow. Most important to remember is to check your email at least once a day. I'll communicate with the class through emails and emailed announcements. So if you check, you will be able to keep on top of the calendar, the course, and finish up in good order. You should not only check your email, you should also make a point of reading it. If you have any questions about anything I've sent out, or a process, or procedures, or problems with Blackboard, email me. Finally, have a good time with this material. It's entertained people for centuries. It's pretty good stuff that deals with human hopes, fears, wishes, and dreams. Ancient dreams, hopes, fears, and wishes, as well as today's dreams, hopes, fears, and wishes. I think you'll like it.